Hello guys, the Video Psych here. And of course we're talking about, instead of TPE dolls and silicone dolls today, we are talking about fabric dolls. Now, if for any reason you actually haven't seen a fabric doll, of course they aren't real common, just for anybody that doesn't know, of course. And, there's a site called Teddy Babes, and then there's also a site called Velour Vixens that you might want to check out if you're thinking of a cheaper sex doll that is at least better than a blow up doll, because let me tell you, it's definitely better to have a fabric doll than a blow up doll, let me tell you, at the very least. But anyway, so when it comes to, of course, cleaning a fabric glove doll, one thing that you want to keep in mind is that you do not want to put this thing in a washer and then dry it, because what's going to happen if you put it into a washer or submerge it in water is that if you try to dry it up, there's going to be water inside of the doll left over, and that will create mold. I'm not saying it might create mold, I'm saying it will create mold. So do not do that with a fabric doll. Yeah, you do not want to do that, because otherwise you are definitely going to have to get rid of the doll if that happens. It's not going to be a good thing to keep if you do that. But anyway, I just wanted to make that clear. You do not want to do that. And as far as cleaning it, the first step you want to do, just get either a sponge or a rag, and maybe just get it kind of wet, just wet enough, and just kind of rub it all over the doll. And after you do that, do not, get the doll itself too wet, because if the surface of the doll is just a little more than wet, like if it's soaked, then that's going to leave mark areas in the doll, or it will take it a long time for the doll to dry up. And I kind of made that mistake once with my fabric doll. Do not soak any area of the doll. Just lightly, just lightly get it wet. Just the surface of it, just get it a bit wet. So that's just a bit flaky wet. And then one thing that you can do, you can actually just take some, just take some soap. Or you could also just take some, like what I do, is just dishwasher soap. But what you can also do, if you want to clean it a little bit better, they actually have teddy bear cleaner. And I would probably recommend using that over anything else. But I have also heard about somebody actually using OxiClean, and I've heard that that works, but But yeah, I would recommend this teddy bear cleaner if you can actually get your hands on it. You probably will have to look on Amazon to get it, I guess. If you can't find a teddy bear store or something. But that's a whole nother deal. And lots of times when people have these love dolls in general, like sometimes they don't even really put them up. They just like to sometimes actually leave them out for decoration sometimes. When it comes to especially these Teddy love dolls, they see them as highly decorational. But I don't know about you, but that's just their opinion. If you want to hide your dolls or whatever, it's whatever with me. Some people just seem to find them, highly decorational for some reason. That's just them. And yeah, is there anything else? I mean, that really is all that there is to it as far as cleaning goes. And as far as fooling around with them, what you will find that they kind of have a plasticky, wiry, like skeleton to them. And so when it comes to bending them too much, you don't want it to bend them excessively, because you kind of got to let the skeleton of these fabric dolls to kind of get used to flexing, because they're going to be a bit rigid when you first get them. So if you try to to force them to flex too much when you first get them, they are more likely going to break the skeleton. You know, and that's definitely a difference between these skeletons of these dolls and the other dolls is that, you know, it won't just be the fabric or, I mean, the material that breaks, like the fabric or the silicone or whatever. For these fabric dolls, if you push them too hard, like the skeleton will also break. And also, when you first get them, they might not feel extremely soft at first. That's also something that you kind of have to work in a bit as you have this doll. As you hug her or whatever you use her, it will become more soft over time. You know, kind of like a teddy bear, to say the least. And yeah, just try not to, yeah, do too much to them, really. And that, I mean, really, when it comes to fabric dolls, they're fairly easy to take care of. I mean, they're lightweight, generally speaking. I don't think you're ever going to find a fabric doll that's like 30 pounds. And, you know, they're just so laid back and easy to take care of. I mean, you could probably even push it for like 3 months before you even clean a thing. And, you know, which is why I said why some people prefer them over like the more realistic ones sometimes, because the more realistic ones tend to be quite a bit heavier, up to even 100 pounds or a bit more than that sometimes, to 60 pounds versus 20-ish pounds for a fabric doll. And yeah, I think that's pretty much about it when it comes to caring for a fabric doll. And so I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.